It's Kaylin Goss from the KBIA Newsroom, and it's time for Missouri on Mic. Conversations from Missouri in its 200th year. Cassandra Messer spoke with the Missouri on Mic team at last year's Missouri State Fair. She spoke about her mother and their family goat farm. Here's Cassandra.
I was born in Kansas City, Missouri in 1992, and I grew up in Kansas City until we moved to the farm when I was 10, and we moved to Excelsior Springs, Missouri, which is 30 minutes north of there. So my mom, she grew up in Detroit, Michigan, in the inner city, and she always loved Breyer horses. It's like a type of, toy, and she always wanted horses. And so she moved to Kansas City, and so when she was 19, she had me and my sister, and she worked at Quick Trip full time. She worked her way up to be a manager, but while she was working there, she built her business up, and now we're the number one goat distributor in Missouri. But we had a menagerie. We even had emu at one point. So we've had pretty much everything that you can think of livestock wise. It's actually kind of funny because my mom let us pick one animal each when we first got to the farm just to make it fun for us. And one of my friends on the bus stop had goats, and I was like, I think I want a pygmy goat. So I actually was the first one to get a pygmy goat, and I named her Tinkerbell, and she was real sweet, and I would lay with her and stuff. And so then my mom kind of just got into it. She just found out that there was multiple types of goats and how pretty they could be, and how fun they were, and they're real cute and social. And so she just started getting into different types of goats, and then from there she's a real self-taught learner, and so she just taught herself how to do everything. And she is just an extremely hard worker. So she worked full-time, was raising twins, and she also had the farm, and she was trying to make a business out of that for retirement. So she would pretty much work all day at work, come home, and then we would work on the farm, getting the pasture ready, and cutting down a lot of trees and just taking care of the livestock. When I was a teenager, I didn't like it. I just want to hang out with my friends. I don't want to be working on the pasture, for 3 hours every day. But now that I'm older, and a lot of people in my generation kind of lack those skills, and I really appreciate having that hard work skill, and being able to apply that to my career has helped a lot. I wouldn't be where I'm at without that experience. And so then I found out about the conservation department when I was going to college. And so I began working with the conservation department seasonally, and then I ended up getting a full-time job as a fisheries technician there, and I was there for about 5 years. And the reason why I wanted to move to state parks is just because that park close to my house, Watkins Mill, is just 2 miles from my mom's farm. And so it ended up working out perfectly. So I applied for that job, and that way when I retire, even though it's quite a bit in the future, I can work on the farm and be close to home and not have to drive far to do something I love and be able to take the farm over. I would like to see Missouri improve, become more environmentally, conscious, maybe have a little different livestock practices that could help with that. It's going to be a difficult road being such an agricultural area, but possibly in the future we could be more sustainable.
That was Cassandra Messer speaking about her mother and her family's goat farm. Missouri on Mic is an oral history and journalism project from Missouri's 200th year. This episode was produced by me, and thank you to the Burney Sisters for providing our music. For more conversations like these, visit kbia.org. I'm Kaylin Goss. Thank you for listening.